Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Joining Me Today podcast presented by me, Bailey Lewis Smith, who is a guy. And if you put that backwards, you get the word yug. Yeah, I couldn't think of a joke in time, and that's the best I could do. Leave me alone, I'm sleep deprived. But welcome back to another episode of the show. I've got another fantastic episode, another music themed episode and stuff. I love music and stuff. I love, sort of giving and stuff like that a chance to speak to these amazing artists that are out there. And I've got another one lined up for you guys today. But speaking of music, it is the song recommendation portion. And today I'm going to be recommending on the show, and I'm actually doing it on the fly and stuff like that. Actually, I thought I'm just going to think of the first one that comes to my head. Usually I pre-plan it. No, today we're coming off the dome. So I'm just going to think of the best one off the top of my head. Brilliant preparation. I'm definitely not looking at my vinyl collection. No, you're looking at my vinyl collection. What are you doing? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with it. Actually, I'm going to go with a bit of an old one today. I'm going to go a classic. Everybody knows it. I'm going to go with American Idiot by Green Day because that's an album and stuff like that I've been really I've never listened properly to the full album. And like when I started researching more about it and all that, it's crazy how it is like a story. It's not just this typical really good pop punk album. It's amazing. And American Idiot is such a great song on it and stuff. I don't really recommend too much older stuff. So any chance I get to, I think it's sort of great and stuff. And I thought, yeah, let's go old. I saw it was there on my collection, my vinyls. Thought, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So that's going to be my song recommendation for today. But anyway, now jumping into the main portion, the interview portion of today's episode. Today I have two amazing members from the band Knife Bride. It is Sean and Craig. How are you guys doing?
Oh,
Hello, how's it going?
I'm going all good. I'm going all good. We've already had the discussion. I've already said it on here. I'm feeling sleep deprived, so I'm good, but I'm hanging in there. I'll be honest.
Good.
we all are
Yeah.
sleepers for the week.
Well, you guys have more of an excuse because you guys have played at Download sort of recently. So I don't know what I'm saying then.
Yeah, it was an amazing weekend, but just the rain and the mud and the partying, I think, has just completely taken it out of us.
Yeah, we camped in guest camping for the whole weekend. We turned up on the Thursday and our set was on a Saturday, and we didn't really see many other bands doing that. I think we were the silly ones. It's like we're gonna go for the whole thing and be smelly and slip over in mud and all that. But we're still here.
We are still here
Yeah.
somehow.
But anyway, and stuff, I've done my song recommendation, and every time and stuff I do these episodes and stuff, I like to get my guests' song recommendation. So if you guys was to recommend a song, any song out there, it can be a Knife Bride song. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Which ones would you guys recommend?
I don't know why, but Crying by Static Dress has just come to mind. That's
That's
an
a good
absolute
one.
rager. I've been listening to that a lot at the minute.
And for me, I'm gonna go Coffin by Holding Absence.
True.
It's a big old feelsy banger. It's one of my favorites. So give that a little whirl. Have a little cry.
Yeah, that's some brilliant recommendations and stuff. Both brilliant bands. Only found out about them in the last year and stuff, and I can definitely attest to their quality and stuff. They're both fantastic bands, fantastic recommendations. You guys should definitely go check them out. But anyway, to jump in there to the main sort of questions and stuff, quite sort of standard question, stuff like that for this sort of format and stuff. What was your kind of guys' relationship with like music sort of growing up, and sort of how sort of similar is it to the music you guys now do in Knife Bride?
I feel like we all have a kind of similar kind of storyline with this. So we're all kind of Kerrang kids growing up, the little long hair. I've still got the long hair. Your greebos and your emos at school and your own little like friendship groups. And we all came to Brighton for university. We went to BIM, and it kind of changed all of us in a way where we all were playing different styles of music. We all moved quite far away from our hometowns, and yeah, I was very much when I came to BIM, I kind of like changed my narrative. I kind of left the rock and the metal behind. I was like, I'm gonna learn some funk. I'm gonna be in pop and indie bands and all this. And same with this guy. I think he he was a pop drummer when I first saw him,
Yeah.
and same with Molly. She I remember seeing her in like an audition doing like a Motown classic, and I was like, she's got a really good voice. I want to work with her one day. And I met our guitarist Sean through like a Facebook kind of, I need a bassist for a band, and we were doing John Mayer covers then, and that was years and years ago, and we all did our kind of indie and all these other things. We've all been in bands together in older bands.
Yeah.
So me, Sean, and Molly were in a like pop rock 80s-ish kind of project.
Yeah.
And me and guitarist Sean, we were in a like a three-piece grunge thing. And
Molly and Sean also did like a pop thing
yeah,
together. So yeah, there's been a lot of sort of amalgamations of this band, and then it was around COVID times. We were just like, why are we doing this? We all love rock, we all love metal, like that's what we want to be doing. So it just sort of fell into place like that.
yeah, kind of a full circle moment where yeah, we all secretly, not even secretly, we very much love this scene and this kind of music, and how it is to play it, how it is to make it, and the kind of fans that come with it. It's yeah, it's great to all be doing like a passion project together, and for it to be going pretty well. You know, been a few years now, and hopefully it's only going up from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting to think as well, like, you know, you guys was doing all these sorts of music sort of before. Like, you get that not everyone's just one track minded. I'm only into rock or only into metal. It's interesting to think there was like, you know, sort of like a bit of Motown and then this and then pop and stuff like that. But I'm guessing sort of in a way though, like we're seeing it a lot with sort of alternative metal music or rock music and all that. A lot of these different sort of influences of what people love, it influences your music and styles. Like, would you guys say that having all of these connections to all these genres has kind of all influenced your music now?
100%. Like Molly is a massive Kate Bush fan, and that has influenced our music a lot.
Yeah.
Hell a lot. Sean, I mean, he's sort of
Yeah, he goes from John Mayer to Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I think it does help with the songwriting process as well, because we're not just thinking we're going to write a metal song or we're going to write this kind of song. We always kind of like take little bits from our musical past, you know. And I think we're all quite happy with what we put out so far and what we've been writing at the moment. Yeah, it feels very us, you know, and I don't think we're writing to be like we are a metal band. I think we are not like just tied down to one genre. We like to be kind of like like Play-Doh, you know.
That's a brilliant analogy. Sort of my metal music is like Play-Doh, just the most kid thing and anti-kid thing coming together. That's brilliant. Speaking of music, you know, sort of speaking of stuff you're doing at the moment, Melancholia just came out recently. I know there's a lot of buzz around that. I believe it got Radio 1 play, and someone might be wrong on that, but I believe it did. What do you guys sort of think of the new song? What everybody's saying about it? Like, what's the whole experience been like?
I mean, the thing is, we've been sat on that song for so long. We wrote it like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And we've played it an awful lot. So it has given it a breath of fresh air, like releasing it, knowing that it is no longer sort of ours. So yeah, it has been received really well. Yeah, that's all really.
That song's a lot of fun, and it feels very knife bride, but it kind of like takes the songwriting in like different directions, where like the intro's like really quite fiddly and carnival-y, and then we have you kind of like your emo kind of feelsy parts of the choruses where you just kind of want to grab your collar and be like, yeah. So yeah, it's really exciting to have it out there, and hopefully it's just like a little sneak peek of what's to come and how our songwriting is like going forward. I feel like I'm right in saying that we're all really, really excited about these next ones.
Yeah.
And when they're out. And these are going to be songs that we haven't really played live before as well, because that's one thing that we are very bad at. We'll write a new song and we're like, we need to put it in the set right now.
It's so good.
And I kind of put my foot down a bit. It's like we need to just like hold on to these lovely bank of songs so that they're fresh for us, they're fresh for the fans,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just exciting, you know. I like having secrets.
No, I totally sort of get that. And so if you want to sort of save it in it, you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes you can see that songs can lose its freshness and stuff like that for the bands and all that before even the album's dropped or this is like the EPs come out and stuff. So I could definitely respect that. But if you guys can, go check out Melancholia. It's a fantastic song. We're giving all the song recommendations and stuff. This is what we do in these music episodes. You get loads of recommendations. Mine are obviously the best because, like I've said before, I am amazing. I am a legend. But anyway, this sort of time period as well is festival season and stuff we've already mentioned about Download and all stuff like that, you know, and you guys have performed at Download before, not even just sort of this year on the Dogtooth stage and stuff like that, like, and we've obviously joked a little bit about it, whatever, but sort of describe sort of what it's like to think, you know, you've only been doing this project a few years and you're on the same festival bills as these massive bands, you know, Sum 41, for instance, I know is on that list, Fall Out Boy performed this year and stuff like that. What does it think to think you've earned that place on these big festival bills and playing these festivals?
It's a bit crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Like Download is a festival that's got a lot of history within the band. Me personally, and especially with our guitarist Sean, like I've been going to that festival for years, since like 2014. Just going as a little like teenage boy, being like, this is amazing. There's so many like amazing bands and so many like amazing people. There's like thousands and thousands of the people that, you know, I wanted to just be around. It's just such like a loving, fun environment at Download. And yeah, 10 years later to be officially on the bill, on the t-shirt and everything, it is rather crazy. And it's something that we don't take for granted. We're very lucky to have done that, and hopefully we'll do it in the future. It's just, yeah, Download is like the home for rock and metal in the UK and maybe even the world.
Being backstage at Download and
Yeah.
like Tom Morello walking past me, I was like,
oh, he's just the guitarist in Rage Against the Machine.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
And then Baby Metal walked past me, I was like, just literally had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had any situations where like people have then come up to you being like, oh my God, it's Knife Bride and stuff, and you didn't even sort of know that they knew you? Have you ever had that situation?
Yeah, it has happened. We yeah, again, it doesn't feel real. We're literally just four mates that write music and play together, and
Yeah.
it sort of feels almost like it's getting out of hand.
Yeah. It always kind of like takes me back a little bit where I'm just like, if someone's like, oh, you play Knife Bride, that's really good. And I'm just like, I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just playing music with my friends. And the fact that it's being recognized, and yeah, I feel like we've all had a couple instances where, especially with Molly and Sean, because they're, you know, Molly being the front person, be like, oh, you're Molly from Knife Bride. We're like, we're the backbone, the drums and the bass, like we sit in the background, but we're also, you know, we are the glue, we are the cement. And yeah, it is silly. Like people asking for pictures and stuff. The tour we did last year was quite surreal. There's many a signature and many a picture, and I'm just like, we're just four people. But it's also lovely knowing that our music makes people want to come up and say hi and say how much they love it and how excited they are for us. It's an honor. It's a privilege.
And stuff like that, and it's what the fans sort of make it in it, you know what I mean, and stuff. Especially sort of that, you know, that sort of more indie level in it. You know, I've said it multiple times on the show before. You can really connect with your fans in it on a sort of different level, and it feels more special when you think they're all asking for autographs and all this. It's like it's more special than you having like thousands and thousands and thousands in a line. It's that you really connect with your fan base and they connect with the music, and I feel like that's what music's sort of all about and stuff. And speaking of fans and stuff, sort of speaking of Download and stuff, I saw recently that a BBC News article had come out and stuff like that Knife Bride were featured in, talking about band t-shirts and that whole debacle, like debacle and stuff. I saw Knife Rider will feature sort of, you know, showcasing their opinions and stuff like that on it and stuff. But sort of give us and stuff like that, sort of your guys' sort of opinions on that whole sort of like situation. Like, do you think that band t-shirts should be limited to if you really like the band or not?
No, it shouldn't be gate caps like that, you know. It's fashion at the end of the day, and
Most metal t-shirts are sick.
yeah. Like I would never be that person if I saw like a Nirvana shirt to be like, oh, name 3 songs. And I know like the Kardashians were wearing Slayer shirts and stuff. And like I don't really understand why people get so kind of annoyed and angry about it. Because if anything, it spreads the word of the band and this whole like different scene that people might be aware of. And yeah, like take it for instance, Metallica with Stranger Things, Master of Puppets being this massive, massive hit and everything is it's only you didn't really need Metallica to get any bigger, but they somehow did.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing, you know. I'd love to see Knife Rider shirts all around the world, and even if they didn't know a song, it's just a piece of clothing. I don't think people should be that precious about it and be like excited to see something that's like close to them spread wider. I don't think it's much of an issue. I wear shirts. I've worn Cannibal Corpse shirts, and I might look like a guy that's into Cannibal Corpse, but I'm not. It was just a really cool shirt. Yeah, it's just fashion, really. You got anything else?
No, banged it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it interesting as well because I feel like sort of music's the only medium where you see that really be said about. Like you don't ever see people with football shirts, you know what I mean? They'll wear like the new Spain shirt and people won't go name 3 Spain players. You know what I mean? It seems people get it's true though, isn't it? It's like people
Yeah.
get very like gatekeeping it, like gatekeepy sort of in that kind of more music sort of realm, sort of whatever and stuff like that. Like, do you feel that sort of sometimes that is a case where people are a bit too obsessed with who's a poser and who's this, and it should be just more, let's just all enjoy the music?
Yeah. I think I do understand in a certain way. I like music, I feel like is the media form which kind of means the most to people. I know like you can have a favorite film and everything, but when you got a favorite song you can, you know, music is special and it can take you back to like fonder memories, or like it might have helped you through like a really bad time. So I can understand why a band being like a really important part of your life, you know, people might want to know like, oh, I'm losing my track of thought, but yeah, I don't think, oh, I've gone blank.
Oh,
Yeah,
luckily, we're not on a podcast doing an interview right now, so it's fine.
yeah. I was going on a good track, but yeah,
Yeah, I get you. I think that there will be people that sort of judge you for like wanting to be involved in that band,
yeah,
like because it helped them through a difficult time. Like they want to be like, how has it helped you?
yeah,
But I think that everyone should just enjoy the art, really.
yeah. I think life's too short to get really annoyed about a t-shirt. You know, just be present. If they want to wear that shirt, great. If they don't, then that's fine. You know,
I get excited when I see people wearing like
yeah,
band tees,
like walking around where we live is very like quite a musical hub, and I've seen the occasional Knife Rider shirt or hoodie. I'm just like, that's weird.
Yeah, I was really drunk. We were really
Yeah.
and I was walking down here and there was a guy at the bus stop and I was like, hang on. Yeah, it's weird.
And then, like, you know, the first thing that's going through your head, if it's near your guys' house, you're like, does he know? Like, is there more to this? Like, does he know where we live? Like, oh, don't. We spoke about sort of the past, spoke about the present and stuff, and we got to sort of cover the future and stuff like that. You know, sort of what are the sort of future plans sort of for the band? I know an EP's already sort of been released in the past, but is there any plan for an EP or maybe even an album at some point?
So yeah, I don't know how much we can say, but there is new music coming very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been writing quite a lot. We're due back in the studio again soon. We got 2000 Trees in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good. It's our first time there, and most of our band's first time even visiting that festival. So that's going to be really good.
Mhm.
And then we're going to the Heavy Music Awards in August, which is going to be a really good time. And then more things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Heavy Music Awards, I even forgot to bring that up and stuff. What was it like being nominated for that award?
Weird.
Yeah, again, weird. Like Craig with Download, I've been going to the Heavy Music Awards as a punter for the last like 5 years, just because they have great music there as well, and you get to see all these sort of idols walking around.
Yeah.
So yeah, to be nominated for two is like crazy.
Yeah, even one would have been enough, but the fact that it's two is just a bit weird. But I think it's just an honor to be nominated. We're not going into that like scenario, into that ceremony to think we're gonna win. Like, I think just being there and being in that list full of like such like amazing up and coming bands and so many like historical bands and bands that are just like changing the scene is just. Yeah, it's an absolute honor. And it's going to be a great time. And they just announced who's playing. We've got Neck Deep, who are we all love, Graphic Nature, Casey, and Unpeople, who are bloody lovely people. And they're making bloody lovely music.
I really want to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to sort of be awesome and stuff. I really hope you guys and stuff win your awards. I'm backing yous and stuff. I've got to back Late Malice as well and stuff like that as well because they've been on the show, so I've got to back them and stuff. But like, yeah, it's going to sort of be amazing and stuff like that. It'd be awesome if you guys sort of won it. You guys are amazing and stuff. And I said I couldn't find out any bit more about your future music. You know, sort of. You know, but I'm just. You know, like I'm just saying, I am pretty amazing. So if you wanted to let out a little bit more information, I'm fine with that. That's cool with me.
All you need to know that songs have been written and shows will be coming. That's it, really.
Yeah.
The most detail you can put in. I appreciate that. But nah, sort of all jokes aside, whatever and stuff like that. You know, we've come sort of near to the end and stuff like that. Another fantastic episode and stuff like that. You know, and I like to end every episode, every interview and stuff like that with the same question. If you guys were to give a piece of advice to someone, the most important piece of advice you could give, so let's say it's like to me, for instance, and stuff, what sort of piece of advice would you give?
Put the time into, say if it was music, put the time into your instrument. That's really it. Like, you can't be like, oh yeah, I want to be famous. I want to travel the world. I want to do all this without actually sort of putting the time in and getting good at your craft.
Yeah. I think my advice is hopefully something that could like be spread, not even just music, just as whatever you want to do with your life. It's just keep on keeping on, really.
Keeping on.
It's been very with anything, any kind of career, you have ups and downs, you have doubts, you have kind of like scarier times, more positive times. But if you're really passionate about something, just like keep going, because it's always when you're at like a peak of anything, if you're getting to a certain point in a job or whatever, and you just kind of say, okay, I've had enough. It's always those ones that don't take that extra little push afterwards that will you'll live to regret it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on keeping on with all I do. And I hope you keep on keeping on too.
Oh. And stuff like, oh wait, you weren't referring to me, was you?
I was talking to you. I was talking to everybody.
I want it specifically to me. I need the validation. You guys don't understand this.
Keep on keeping on, Bailey.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just cut that part now, so that'll be edited. Just be that. But nah, sort of once again, some of that, all jokes aside, whatever. That's brilliant, sort of pieces of advice and stuff like that out there and stuff to give to people and stuff. Like, I really appreciate that and stuff. And yeah, we've come to the end of another fantastic episode and stuff. I'll give you guys the chance to do a formal shout out of sort of what you guys are doing and stuff like that with Night Bride, whatever. I want to give like a formal, so I'll give you guys the shout out time if you want to shout out anything.
Cool. Shouts out everyone. Shouts out Neil.
Yeah.
Shouts out Kirsty, our manager. Shouts out Sarah, PR. We got what we got coming. Trees.
Well, Melancholia is out now.
Yes.
Stream it wherever you can. It's a lovely song and we love it and I hope you love it too. Yeah, 2000 Trees, Heavy Music Awards. You can't vote for us anymore, but if you did, thank you. If not, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, and I'm not going to say big things coming, but there are things coming that might be slightly large.
Oh, fantastic. And that's, you know what I mean? Like I've said, stuff like go check them out, go check out their stuff because it's amazing and stuff. They're doing brilliant stuff. And Melancholia, you've got to check it out. Fantastic song. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right, but I'm not going to say it again because I feel like I'll mess it up again. So why can you make the title shorter, guys? You're messing me up here.
Like
Come on.
Molly.
You
Like
can
the
call
lyricist.
it melon if you want.
Yeah, we call it melon.
We do call it melon.
Okay, check out Melon on streaming services now and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
You get the water version. You can get the other type of melons. I couldn't think of them in time, but anyway.
Seedless.
Honeydew.
Cantaloupe.
Ooh. I can't think of anything.
Okay, guys, you don't need to show me up. Okay, just because you guys know loads of melon knowledge and I don't. Okay, you know. But anyway, this has been another fantastic episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye.